Second round, we have Not Dead Yet versus Instant Gratification. You'll see the very wide body of Instant Gratification over there by the blue corner. Not Dead Yet in the red corner. Not really advancing out. It looks like maybe either they're just taking their time to get things spun up. A hard hit on Instant Gratification. Oh my goodness, Not Dead Yet goes flying diagonally up and across the arena. Big chunk of plastic laying there. Looks like that was actually the lifter arm off of Instant Gratification. Completely torn off at this point. Both of them still operational otherwise, Not Dead Yet. Fully up to speed, pirouetting around, trying to get around to the side of Instant Gratification to avoid that armor. Gratification now up against the wall with its backside toward it, not really moving. Gratification giving it a moment, but then coming in and getting a hard hit onto the exposed back corner of this bot. Looks like Gratification not able to get moving, going to be coming down to the 10-second countdown unless Not Dead Yet decides to keep going for it, and it looks like there has not yet been a tap out. Oh, there's the tap out, and the win goes to Not Dead Yet. Now we move to the B-side bracket here with Instant Gratification versus Son of Boy. And Instant Gratification this time without the big lifter part on top that we saw earlier on. Looks like, or maybe just using it in different configuration, this time with an underneath lifter up against Son of Boy, a dual vertical disc spinner. Gratification getting Son of Boy up against the wall. Boy having a little bit of trouble getting out of the corner, not really able to engage the weapon very well against the low Gratification with those long fingers out the front. But does have that weapon spun up. Gratification getting around Son of Boy, out driving them, grabbing them against the wall, and then hard into the corner, pinning them on top of themselves, up against the wall, hold them there for up to 10 seconds. Does release, and immediately comes back to the center, trying to find a good opportunity. Son of Boy trying to find their way out, isn't quite able to avoid Gratification, who once again gets underneath and rams them over into the red corner this time, holding them there for up to 10 seconds. Boy spinning up the weapon, hoping to maybe wiggle themselves off, not quite able to, and now trying again to get in on Gratification, but can't get close enough, can't get underneath in order to hit them with the weapon, as Gratification, once again underneath, pushes them towards the pit, but Boy manages to slip off at the last moment. Now both of them ramming into each other, Boy driving directly over top of Gratification, that low body making it easy for somebody to just drive straight over top. Once again, Gratification going for them. Son of Boy this time backing in towards them. Unfortunately for them, that makes it even easier to get underneath those lifters. And there we go. Gratification not only gets them, but uses the lifter to pin them up against the wall, actually spiking them, dragging them around the arena, bring them over to the pit, and narrowly, there we go, hangs it over the edge. Can they drop Son of Boy in there, try to get it off, but now it's stuck. Oh, that was such a wonderful move, bringing them directly over to the pit on a fork. Unfortunately, not quite able to drop them in, but has them right over the ledge, and it's going to be difficult for Son of Boy to get their way off of the ledge and out of this corner. The more they try, the more they end up getting themselves hooked into that back corner that's just a little bit narrower than they are, so they can't get both wheels down on the ground. Can't show controlled movement here. They are being counted down, and the win goes to Instant Gratification. Wonderful job using that lifter and that fork to drag them around and just lay them over the pit. This is a beautiful maneuver and the kind of thing you can really do when you have a simple but skilled weapon like that lifter or flipper attachment.
Three, two, one, fight! Not a great start. And we're caught here. Okay, next match we got batteries hanging out. Yeah, bad thing. So, Instant Gratification.
Next up, we have Dark Pummeler versus Instant Gratification. Dark getting up to speed there as Instant Gratification comes in very quickly using lifting arm to flip Dark Pummeler over, now holding them upside down, or actually not upside down, right side up against the wall, pinning them there for up to 10 seconds, releasing for a moment, coming immediately right back in. Not quite sure if that's a full release, but enough to be able to at least take another stab at them. Pummeler finally getting out just a little bit. Does not have the weapon spun up right now, but does use its forks to get under Instant Gratification, holding them against the wall. It's turning them around towards the pit, but getting hung up on the lip of the pit, not able to get them over top of it. something is spinning. I cannot see if the weapon on Dark is actually spinning or if it's just kind of being hidden by the fact that it's on the camera here, but it must be spinning because we're getting some sparks. Instant Gratification getting underneath of Dark Pummeler, holding them up against the wall, waggling menacingly at them with that lifting arm on the front. Releasing here, and Dark trying to find their way to the corner, a little bit hung up on something there. As soon as they do manage to get out, though, Instant Gratification comes back in for another pin up against the adjacent wall. Almost tries to use the lifter, tries to get it upside down. This time actually lifting upside down on its back, and now Dark Pummeler, yes, the weapon definitely working, upside down, running around on top of that weapon, and it's, what would that be, left side drive? Yeah, left side drive is not working correctly. Right side still active, the weapon's still active, so there's a chance that Dark Pummeler can get out. Looks like, in this case, Instant Gratification is pinning Pummeler just slightly up against the wall just because of the way that things are configured. There, yeah, sure enough, as soon as it's able to let go, Dark Pummeler able to get out of the corner a little bit there, but you can see it can only really woggle around on the one side. That dead drive side is really holding it back, even with the ability to use some of that momentum and kind of wobble yourself around. Not able to get out. Instant Gratification taking advantage of this to pin it a couple more times. Once again, pinning it in place, waggling against it. Dark now not able to move at all. You can hear the weapon fully spun up, but neither drive side is working, so it will get counted down. Not a whole lot you can do to get out of this situation. Just took too much damage along the way. They are counting down. Just started the count a little bit late, but yeah, sure enough, there's nowhere that Dark Pummeler is going to be able to go at this point, and the win goes to Instant Gratification. On the B side, we have French Press versus Instant Gratification. And very fast French Press coming out up against Instant Gratification. Both of these have lifting arms on the front. This time Instant Gratification getting the better and able to get under French Press, pushing them over towards the push out into that pit area, but not able to get them over the wall. French Press getting the better of Instant in this case, holding him against the red corner, releases and gets out. This time Instant up behind French Press and actually lifts French up onto about a 45-degree angle, pinned kind of between the wall and the pit area, the lip of that pit area. Looks like for the most part French Press doesn't have wheels on the ground, but does have that lifter. Instant's going to have to let go for a moment, but looks like they're trying to get them pinned there. Unfortunately, luckily for French Press, able to get off of the wall back into the fray. Tine to tine here, a very even pushing match. You can see these are essentially a very similarly designed robot, and Instant managed to grab French Press, put them up against the sidewall almost on end, but then falling back upside down. So now French Press is upside down, Instant Gratification right side up, and as we saw earlier, doesn't look like French Press is able to right themselves with this particular lifter, so they are stuck upside down right now, trying their best. Instant Gratification getting behind and actually adds just a little bit of leverage so that French is able to fall onto their wheels again. So now an evenly matched fight, driver on driver, using essentially the same robots here. So this is really going to be a driving match more than anything. And Instant really playing around here, doing all these little S turns as French Press tries to figure out when to attack. Does manage to get a bit of a grab on Instant, getting underneath them and now up against the wall. Now using the lifter, getting them almost right-sided up. I think they're trying to get them fully onto the side. The lifter just doesn't seem to want to quite be able to get them there, unfortunately. Does have to let go. Instant gets out of the way. And now, once again, a tussle in the center as they both interlock with the tines, holding up. It looks like two scorpions fighting here, with their tails in the air, scaring each other. In the meantime, both trying to get some good positioning. Instant Gratification gets a little bit of a push on the side of French Press over towards their right. Both attacking, both getting out of the way at just the right moment. Here, French Press up against the wall. Instant Gratification managed to get just a moment in order to hold on to them, see what they can do there. But not long enough, as French Press is able to get tines underneath Instant Gratification, tries to drag them over towards the pit area, not quite able to as Instant falls off. 45 seconds still to go. Both these drivers doing very well, really trying to get around each other, attack at the right moments, getting some good grabs, some good pins this time. Instant underneath French Press, running them over into the red corner, and now both waggling their lifters at each other as neither is able to use them for anything. Instant can hold them there for a few seconds. I think if they were to drive backwards, yes, sure enough, that does release them, and then immediately comes in for another push and hit, although it does have to release. That wasn't enough time. 17 seconds still to go, this time putting the tines directly of French press up against the wall, so a really easy pin and hold here with 10 seconds still to go on the clock. Releases 8 seconds. They'll get another volley back and forth here, maybe able to show another one, this time French press underneath holding instant gratification. 2, 1. Time is up. This goes to a judge's decision, and they decide in favor of instant gratification. Next we have Chaos Unleashed versus Instant Gratification. The other tube drum spinner up against Instant Gratification. Another nice low wedge with that finger in the front there. Looks like he doesn't have that on there. Lost that earlier on in the match, and probably just as well up against something like Chaos Unleashed. That's going to get ripped off very quickly if you're not careful about it. Chaos going full send, full energy here, and as Instant pushes themselves in and tries to stall out Chaos, takes the full brunt of it, flipping them across the arena. They did land on their wheels, but nothing is happening, nothing movement, no energy, so something must have died in that hit on Instant, and just that quickly, the win will go to Chaos.